Welcome back. Let's answer some questions being asked on the subreddit r journalism. You've got questions. I've got answers. Who said that? Gary Vaynerchuk? It's his old slogan. He used to just run the Ask Gary V show.
Hey everybody, this is Gary Vaynerchuk, and this is episode 109 of the Ask Gary V show.
Anyway, let's answer some questions. As a broadcast journalist in New York City that's worked all the places that people dream of working. Let's see the questions people are asking. Maybe I can answer a few of them with honest answers. First question. I have a question for editors, publishers, HR people. How long should I stay at my first journalism gig if I despise the town, work environment I am in? A few months ago, I moved to a small Midwest semi-rural town. Hey, that's where I'm from. Small Midwest rural towns. It's my bread and butter. Yada, yada, yada. So how long do most bigger newsrooms expect me to, quote, pay my dues before I can get that out of Dodge? The answer to your question, I don't know what other people have said, is it doesn't matter. As long as it takes for you to produce something of interest that a company you would like to work at would hire you for. Companies, particularly in media journalism, care about the products. Think about it much like manufacturing. And if you're able to manufacture a couple sweet, high-quality products, and if you do that quickly in Detroit or Kansas or Wyoming, and you want to move to New York City or LA, great. You don't have to pay dues or work for X amount of years. That's antiquated thinking. Think about it in terms of how can I make the best high-quality work that's going to build a great portfolio that I can show to the Washington Post, New York Times, Vice, Vox, wherever I want to work. That's the thinking. What did other people say? To answer your question, you should stay only long enough to develop. Alright, last good reporter, I like your answer. Good answer. Let's move on to the next question. I want to do freelance investigative journalism on topics such as misappropriation in the government and its various agencies. Where should I start with zero experience? Is there a school or perhaps an online program or certificate that I can pursue to get my feet wet? Thank you very much for any advice. Cheers. I want to do freelance investigative journalism. Then do it. Don't get a certificate or an online program. Just do the investigative work. If you have some sources or some knowledge or you want to go interview people, just go do it. Send them an email. Track down their phone number. Call them up. Say, hi, I'm looking into this subject on misappropriations in the government. Do you mind answering a few questions? Write up the story on a Word doc, Google Doc, doesn't really matter. You can publish it on Medium. You can email the Daily Beast, New York Times, Washington Post, a variety of different editors. Say, hey, I have this story. And it doesn't even have to be written that well. It doesn't have to be tip-top. Of course, I still have my AC on. Let me turn that off. Nothing but the highest production value here. Point being, you can do the research. You can do the reporting yourself. You can write something. Don't need a course or certificate, and you can pitch it to big media outlets, and it doesn't have to be perfect. If they see a gem in the rough there, they might work with you. I've seen it happen all the time where stories 65%, 75% of the way there, a lot of the times that stories get picked up by freelancers is because they've done the legwork that media companies or journalists that are employed at like media company can do. Mainly they have sources or connections that would take too long for their in-house journalists to get. Media companies can spruce up a piece of reporting or writing. They can send it to their editors and take care of that. If you want to do investigative work, just go do it. Get the information that people are going to want to consume. Okay, next question. As a journalist, do I need a Twitter? I'm thinking about deleting my Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Do journalists really need 2 apps? Yes. Sadly, you can probably get rid of your Instagram. Most journalists are nobodies on Instagram. Sorry to hurt your ego, Taylor Lorenz, but it's true. Not that many people are going to want to follow you on Instagram, despite how many articles you write for The Atlantic or Business Insider or New York Times. That being said, Twitter is definitely an essential. It basically operates as the modern newswire, or as Reuters or AP did 50 years ago. Twitter, once you have a curated tweet deck, that's how most reporters find information before it gets published or before other media outlets pick it up. So yes, so Twitter is essential. You can get rid of your Facebook or your Instagram. Nobody's going to care about that in the media world, but definitely recommend having a Twitter. Next question. My editor rejected all my pitches and gave me a story I have no interest in. Am I in trouble? Yep, you're about to get axed, my boy. Sorry to say it. That's the number one sign. No, of course, you're fine. This happens all the time in journalism. It probably means 2 things. 1, the stories you pitched were probably rubbish, or your editor's rubbish, but likely the stories you pitched were probably rubbish, and content still needed to go out, so your editor assigned a story that either the editor-in-chief had expressed interest to them in an editorial meeting that, hey, we should send somebody to do this. Okay, yeah, I'll get my reporter, John Smith, to go report the story. That's probably why you got assigned it. It's because it serves the greater purpose of the newsroom. You're pitching stories and I'm not getting the green light. Keep pitching stories. Happens all the time. Doesn't mean you're in trouble. Pretty standard. If it hurts the ego, it hurts the ego. I'm sorry. That's how it is in media. Last question. Hi all, I just landed my first job in journalism and I'm pretty nervous. Start on Tuesday. Congratulations. I was told that I would be conducting interviews. Sounds about right if you're being hired to do journalism. Asking questions to first responders. Okay, so that's me, your beat. And sharing up on the scenes of events like fires and such. Okay, crime scene, local crime scene, fires, beats, desk. Great. My main job is to write about 3 short news stories a day. Okay, yep, you're going to file quick little beat stories. And I'll be expected to have a backlog of news to share on days when I don't have any interviews or stories to post. I can almost get that sentence out. That sounds about right. I've always been a writer, and I've been writing clickbait articles for a while. Perfect, you'll fit right in with the rest of mainstream media then. Clickbait articles, I'm right there with us, my man. You'll have no problem. Or woman, throw away bloop, bleep, whomever you are. Man, woman, they, them. We make no discrimination here on the BostWiki channel. Anyway, but I've never done anything like this before and I'm a little nervous. I was just wondering if anyone has any tips for interviewing, getting news stories, and asking the right questions. Well, asking the right questions mean asking sincere, honest, direct questions that get answers your audience wants to know. And so if you're covering local catastrophes, talking to first responders, talking to policemen, talking to firemen, talking to people that occurred when the event happened, and getting them to speak in short, declarative sentences is the best way to report stories. That'll help you in the editing process, help you in the writing process. That's all there is to it. It's to talk to a lot of people early on, jot down everything, carry around your phone, use the voice memo app, just let it run, and you can always dictate to yourself later or transcribe it later. Those would be my advice. Nothing but just rote, practice over and over again, talking to people, getting there on the scene, getting there fast. The YouTuber Alex Day, the infamous YouTuber Alex Day, one time told me, in a long conversation we had, in his many successes, he's found there's 3 ways to succeed. You either need to be first, the biggest, or the best. And this is super true in journalism as well. So when you're starting out, pick one. Am I going to try to get the first one on the scene? Yeah, then make that your goal. I'm always going to be the first one on the scene when there's a catastrophe. I know that might sound bad, but that means you'll get the scoop sooner. When you can file the story sooner, that means more people are going to likely to tune in and read your article because you're breaking news. Or you can be the biggest, meaning you get all the sources, every single little detail, you get photos on top of it, you get some video of the burning fire and it looks fantastic or terrific or fantastically sad is probably a more apt adjective to describe the situation. But nonetheless, it's the biggest. Or you can be the best at your job. And to be the best, really, I believe in hard work and just doing it over and over and over again. It's going to be a skill. It's not going to be talent. I think talent only gets you so far in life. And then past that, it's all hard work and practice. That's my advice. Those are some questions on the subreddit R Journalism. Hopefully you guys found this entertaining, if not minutely informative. Thanks for watching, guys. See you tomorrow. Click like, subscribe if you found this enjoyable. Wow, I just looked at this and my hair is grubbish. Holy smokes. This is ridiculous. All right. Bye.